hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So today I'm coming to you guys with another Hollywood hot topics where we talk about some of the most salacious news in Hollywood. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to get into, you guys, is Candi's interview with Tamika. So this interview, I love it. Y'all talking about Carlos is Oprah Winfrey? It's Candi. Candi, to me, the way she kind of like, she wasn't messy, but she let her just spill all of the beans. She let her become super comfortable, so where we got to, really know the ins and outs of what really happened when it comes to Tamika and Latasha. So a lot of what we learned during the interview, a lot was, I guess, cut out for the show that they had with SWV, which I kind of peeped. This is what I don't get. The show got a lot of views. Why wasn't it extended in episodes? I know they, once you get a show, they give you like a pickup, they give you a certain episodes or whatever. But once they saw that the show was getting a lot of traction, because once the show was airing, it was everywhere on the blogs. I'm talking about everywhere. So why weren't they given some sort of, exclusive clips online? Why didn't we get additional clips online? Why didn't we get additional clips sent out to the blog, sent out to Bravo? Like, we didn't get any of that. All we got was the few episodes that we did get, which, to be honest, it really should have got picked up for 10 episodes instead of, I think it was about like 6 or 7. That would have made a lot more sense. Apparently, Latasha, you guys, has a temporary restraining order placed against her man's Rocky. So that way nobody could really touch Tamika. Which, okay, I feel two ways about this. It involving your sister, I feel like they wouldn't go, and I'm giving them so much grace with this, because you stole from the girl and y'all acting like y'all never stole from her. So that shows me that y'all a little bit of a psychopath in the brain to act like and gaslighting her and acting as if y'all never stole her money. But I really wouldn't think that they would harm her to the point where she would be unalive, that she wouldn't be able to come back to her kids. That's a new level of low if they were doing something like that, or if they were to do something like that. That's crazy. But I think it's the right thing to do, because you never know what people could do nowadays. At the end of the day, people are very fragile with their reputation. So he probably feels as if this whole melee between her, Tamika, I'm talking about Rocky. Rocky probably feels like, all the stuff between him, Tamika, Latasha, it might start affecting his pockets. And this man seems like the type that really cares about nothing else but his pockets. So he might pull off something to where she disappears, we don't see her again, or she's unalived. And apparently some people have been DMing Tamika's husband, basically saying, oh, you're supposed to be top flight security. Why aren't you protecting your wife? Why aren't you protecting your wife? You're letting him get away with stuff like this. Which y'all need to stop doing that, whoever's doing that. Y'all need to low-key make fun of him, because Tamika tried to make his job seem, I'm not gonna say more than what it was, but when you say, oh, my husband's a sanitation worker, even though he's just a garbage man. It's like, you use certain phrases to try to make it sound better. Okay? Like, he works, what is it called? As a CNA, be like, oh, he's a nurse practitioner. Like, you're trying to make it sound a little better. Like, you embellish it. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, he probably already had to deal with that. And the fact that some of you people are DMing the man isn't probably going to make it any better in their relationship. I was so happy the fact that she opened up so much during this interview, to the point where when she mentioned the temporary restraining order against the husband or whatever, Candi was going to cut that out. But she said, no, leave that in there. That's tea. Leave that in there. Leave that in there. And a lot of people probably feel like, hey, like, you're exposing your sister. How good of a sister can you be? But at the end of the day, the girl stole money from her. So what kind of sister does that? And not even that, you gaslight too. And apparently Rocky was doing a whole lot of other stuff in regards to the group. Like she explained during the interview, this is what Rocky would do. Let's say at one point, if somebody, in the group or whatever would bring a certain opportunity to the group, like a performance, they would get a commission for it. So anytime somebody would bring like an opportunity group, they would Rocky and Latasha would say no, versus if Rocky and Latasha brought an opportunity to the group for a performance, they would green light it so that way he could make the commission off of it. So let's say if Tamika's like a like manager or something like that found an opportunity for a performance like for 200K or something, they would have said no. Oh, he's not going to eat off of my wife. He's not going to get a commission off of my wife, type deal. Which Candy kind of spilled some information on how much they make each performance. They eat good. I said, what? Y'all make because Candy at one point made like a rhetorical situation. She said, okay, let's say if somebody came with an opportunity for $200,000 and then Tamika goes, oh, we made way more than that. I said, for a performance. But when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a lot of money. Because if y'all get 200K between all of y'all, and then y'all got to split it between the three of you guys, and then y'all team, makeup artists, dressing, stylists, engineering people, like, so by the end of the day, like when all that split, it ain't really much. So I had to think about that. But at first, when he said, I said $200,000, $40, like that's a lot of money. Okay. Speaking from a normal person's perspective, that is a lot of freaking money. She also talks about her cooking. Apparently, she was really mad at Mona because Mona did not include some of her scenes, which include the cooking or whatever. And y'all know Mona. When she told Mona about it, Mona was just like, we follow it's real. So when we follow it's real, we had to cut out a lot of scenes. Y'all know Mona, her deep voice. We had to cut out a lot of scenes. So that didn't make the cut. And that didn't mean that your story wasn't real. You guys all live in Atlanta. You guys know how Mona is. Mona, UBS. There was so much scenes that promoted SWV's book. You know how Lily was writing that book. I remember she was writing that book, that sex book. Y'all put that in there. Y'all put, Coco's son trying to pursue a musical career. You guys included a lot of scenes. So the fact that you guys didn't include just that one scene of her talking about her business or her business being mentioned, that's kind of messed up. Thank you. Candy does God's work. So she included she included what's her name's cooking throughout the interview. Like she included the food. They even ate the plate of the food there. The food looked really good. I want to try some of her spices, okay? Nigga been cooking a lot lately. I've been cooking fish burger or stuff like that. Nigga trying to be bulky. You feel me? So I want to try some of her spices out just to see how it ends up really tasting whatever. Also, she also talked about how if they were to come back together, how that would work, and she feels as if Rocky would not be involved whatsoever, which that's common sense. I don't think they need to ever bring back Latasha to the group. I feel like those three together are stagnant and are not stagnant, are legit. They're gonna stick together. I don't feel like they're ever gonna turn against each other. I will say this. I do side eye Tamika when it comes to this. Tamika mentions in the interview, in a portion of it, she basically says, "Oh, when Candy wasn't there, because at one point Candy left the group to do theater and like all of her extracurricular thousands of other businesses, and at one point Rocky was in charge of them or whatever. So it was just Latasha, Tamika, and Tiny. And she said she felt like Candy at that point because they were doing dinners, they were doing outings and stuff without her. The fact that she said that so like haha kiki-ish, that bothered me because it's like that shows me that you knew back in the day y'all used to exclude her and used to treat her like crap. So all that stuff that she was saying online when the brat basically defended Candy and basically said, Candy felt like an outsider. I remember that. And she was saying that to Latasha, and Latasha was acting as if, she had amnesia. She's like, what? Huh? Huh? I didn't steal Tamika money. Like, so that kind of confirms that that was going on. So I'm kind of glad Candy kind of called her out on that, because that would have like made me feel some type of way too. Also, during the interview, they mentioned that at one point Rocky wanted Candy to come back in the group, because this is like recent actually, because y'all gotta understand this is after Escape's success, like when they were reuniting and stuff like that. They wanted, you know, Candy to come back. The reason why they wanted Candy to come back, apparently, if Candy were to come back, the booking and the commission fee would be a lot higher for Rocky. So he was basically eating off of them and getting side deals, and they did not know that. They didn't know that he was getting some chunks of the money while when Candy came back. And the reason why they wanted Candy to come back is because the rate would have been a lot higher. He would have got a bigger chunk because the promoter and stuff that they were working with wanted all four in the group instead of just the three. So it's another shady action of Rocky. Okay, the only thing that scares me about this interview, I feel like it's gonna make Rocky mad all over again, because of course it hit all the blogs. It's the shade room, it's the neighborhood talks, and all those. So it's just only gonna make him mad again, especially when the situation kind of died down. I really hope that they don't just call Candy messy for this, because Tamika's never really spoke out about this since it all happened and since it all went down. She's never been interviewed about it. She's only really talked a little bit about it on her own platform, on her own YouTube. And when the whole blackmailing situation came up too, and her Big Debbie cakes, and she love the way I ride it. She love the way I ride the beat like a free, free, free. Oh, let it go, get it done. Put your back into it. Oh shoot, let me stop. Basically, she had a video like that, so she liked the way that she looked at it. Okay, that's why I'd be so scared to do something like that, because it's like, who let that ever get out of me? The girls that do OnlyFans, shout out to you guys, because you guys have all the gall and nerve that I wish I had in my body. Because I'm used to Crystal tell you to get on camera. I'm just showing half of my body. Imagine you showing all your naked body, like you just all your big dedications just everywhere, and that gets out. That's crazy. But they make coin off of it though, so it's kind of reasonable. But the fact that they tried to blackmail her with it, it is sick. And I think that's kind of where the whole protective order makes a lot more sense than it just being for just safety. Because now, if you have a protective order and that video gets out, there'll be even more legal ramifications that could come from it than even before. Okay. Shout out to Candy for this good old interview. I really, really liked it. I think she did her a big one with it. It was informative. It wasn't too messy. She let her kind of take reign with the interview and let her, pour her heart out. Okay. And your food does look good, Tamika. You should try to do a cooking show or something. Right? Next, let's talk about Kyle Split. Boom. The internet cannot be defeated. It cannot be defeated. Let me tell you. Kyle, you better split. So apparently they're saying that Mauricio and her have gotten not a divorce, but they have broken up, but they've been living and cohabitating under the same roof. I believe this. I feel like, and I watch Beverly Hills, so I know what I'm talking about. I watch a lot of reality shows. Okay, the white shows, the ghetto shows, all that. Like I'm like, you need to know somebody reality show and somebody on reality TV. I'm the guy. Like DM me, I'm gonna tell you to see on all of them. She to me on the show has always tried to prove her relationship being perfect. That to me is a big red flag, because nobody's relationship is perfect, and she tried so hard as to showing the ladies that she has this perfect life, the rich husband, all of the real estate that they own, and thou shalt protest too much. That's Kyle. Okay. And she wouldn't stop doing that. They've been married for 27 years. So they literally started, their marriage has been as long as I think Real Housewives has, existed. Even more than that, I think. That's crazy. I don't think I think they got bored of each other. He's super 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 busy with the real estate, and she's always doing her own thing as well. So I feel like they probably sort of grew apart. Now there's these rumors that Kyle likes to lick the cooter. Okay, she likes some kitty clicking. So they're saying she has a close friend who's a country singer that the people are alleging that sh- she's getting her box ate. Which there's nothing wrong with that, Kyle. Let me tell you something. Some of these white people be homophobic too. They just don't really say it. They're a lot more appropriate than us black folks that's homophobic. They kind of just keep it under the covers, and it's very much pillow talk. It's in the bed like, oh my god, all that gay activity. But out in public, they're very nice and they're very, gracious and they're accepting. But behind closed doors, they don't be really with that gay-ish. They don't really want the people to know. So of course, all these clips started going viral about a lot of the stuff between Kyle and this woman, this mystery woman, which we're gonna get into. Not really a mystery, and also this old clip where they had a psychic basically tell Kyle that her husband's never going to emotionally fulfill her.
Emotionally fulfill you ever. Know that.
Know that.
No, this one.
Oh,
he will never emotionally fulfill you, but you will stay with him and he will take care of you. And as soon as the kids are bigger, you'll have nothing in common.
What are you talking about? Have you seen my husband? I mean, hello? Please.
I don't know. Wow. I don't know about that.
I don't think anybody deserves to hear that, but she pushed for it.
He will never emotionally fulfill you, ever. Know that.
Know that, okay? And okay, speaking of that, right? Before we get into the alleged girlfriend or the girl that she's been sneaking off with, Portia, come front and center for me. Come here. You're another one this is going to happen to, because if you guys watch the Ultimate Girls Trip, the guy who hosted the girls trip, he's like a spiritual healer, reader, or whatever, and he predicted that Portia will end up with a woman, that she will not stay married to Simon, that she's going to end up being a lesbian, okay? And I could see that happening 100%. I truly do think Portia is with that timing. That's just what I get from Portia. She gives off that vibe, and I just think that she is. And it's okay, okay? She could be the lipstick lesbian.
They're both lesbians. I would say that Pumpkin would be the lipstick lesbian and Hoops would be, the man.
Okay, the man. All right. So there's a whole bunch of TikTok videos that really happen, and people they've been doing these deep dives about this girl that, Kyle's been, finagling with. Shout out to Face Reality on TikTok. She does 3 deep dive videos about this and really breaks down who this girl is. Her name is Morgan. Okay. And how they met and how they've been potentially been sneaking off. And also why I'm going to get into why I think this is all true due to some of the stuff that happened during the show.
To do a TikTok on the Mauricio Kyle deep dive that I did on my Instagram and just do a little summary. So starting when Kyle and Morgan first met, which is February 2022, Kyle said that she basically fell in love with her music, driving from Utah to Colorado, and she stalked her Instagram, and this was the first time that they met. Around this time, Kyle and Mauricio are posting photos together regularly. Here's one early March. Here's another one early April, having fun at a birthday party together.
Happy white life, yay.
Super sweet photo of the two of them at Coachella, end of April. And then sadly, beginning of May, Kyle made a post in honor of her very, very best friend.
Now, I remember this post. I remember this post vividly because I follow all of them.
Lorene, who she had been friends with since she was 7 years old, who sadly took her own life. Kyle recently has stated that she has gotten back into therapy after years of not being in it to process this tragic, tragic loss. A few days later, she posts this Mauricio appreciation post.
Before I get into it, you guys, I wanted to also share something really quick. That same psychic reader who basically said that the man will never fulfill her, she did tweet recently today. She said, I don't wish Kyle ill. I hope she finds what she's looking for. I guess I'm the only one who saw this coming. Ooh, that bitch evil. Ooh, you rubbed that crystal ball and wished her bad. People kept telling me I was picking up on Camille's divorce, not Kyle's. Okay, you armchair psychics can sit down now. Mic drop. I'm telling y'all, I know some people, they don't believe in psychic readings and everything like that. I'll say this. I believe in some of them. Some of them I feel like are just doing it for monetary gain, but some of them, they know what the heck they're talking about. And 9 times out of 10, they're usually right. I've seen it. I'm telling you. I'm a psychic reader myself. I've predicted a lot of things that have come true in about every time. I predicted that Slim and Rolly was going to fall out because I didn't think that was going to last. I predicted Cardi was going to say she going to cheat on Offset, and she did. I predicted a lot. I'm telling you. Every time I say something, it comes true.
Also, around this time, the Beverly Hills Season 12 is about to premiere May 11th, 2022. Here they are on the night of the premiere on Watch What Happens Live. Kyle also posted this Father's Day post last year. It was very loving, very sweet. Love you, love Beam, or we love you. You're an amazing partner. Very nice. Early July, she posts this happy birthday post to Faye Resnick, and even in a birthday post to her friend, she's got Mauricio in the photo with her. Jumping to July 2022, looking through the Instagram, this was the last photo of Kyle and Mauricio standing next to each other in a photo. Naturally, it's not a photo from another time. It's not a flashback. This is during the time they're in Paris. And fast forward to September, Kyle went to the Americana Music Honors and Awards with her friend, Morgan Wade, who she met back in February.
So now this Morgan Wade is the lady in question. So this is the person that's been giving Kyle that strap. I wonder what color strap she uses.
At this point, I noticed that Kyle's style really changed. She posts this picture for National Daughters Day. It's obviously like a photo of a photo that they had professionally done. Really great picture, but I don't think it's from, that recent. Kyle dressing a little edgier. Obviously, this is for a photo shoot. And we all remember when this photo shoot was done.
Yes.
In December, Kyle...
That was that viral photo where Kyle, they have Kyle yelling. She's like... They be dragging her through the ringer. Like, I'm telling you, like, think of this for the people that don't watch this franchise. Kyle is like the Nene of Beverly Hills. So they kind of drag her online, but some people really love her. But she does go through a lot online. I will say that. Okay? Big split, not the little way.
And the People's Choice Awards. And this is around the time when everybody really notices that she's lost quite a bit of weight.
The girls were saying that Kyle was on Ozempic at that time, okay? Ozempic is a trend. You lose all that weight. That's why I don't get this. The thing with... I know this is so off topic, but roly poly, you didn't even have to get all that surgery so soon. You could have got on that good old Ozempic, slim down to the point where you wasn't as big, and then had the BBL. I don't get that. Why did she do that? Because I seen her post something. Somebody sent me something. I don't want to talk about her body, but...
And then end of January, she's in Mexico with Morgan, Teddy, and a bunch of other friends. This is also during the time that is her and Mauricio's wedding anniversary. Like and follow for part 2. Okay, so
so now let's head off to part 2. Shout out again to Face Reality, baby.
Okay, this is part 2 of my Kyle and Mauricio deep dive. Picking up where we left off. In January, Kyle, Morgan, Teddy, and some other friends went to Mexico. They went, I think January 21st was the day they left. January 20th is Kyle and Mauricio's anniversary. Just to backtrack a little bit, in November, Kyle went and visited Morgan's mom and her stepfather, as well as her younger siblings in Atlanta. In February, Morgan, Kyle, Morgan's mom, and Morgan's younger siblings all went to Universal Studios. It was February 18th. On Morgan's page, there was a comment, "Love this, glad you got some family and Kyle time." And Morgan commented, "Love and miss you," which makes me think this is someone that she knows really well. Around the same time, it's Valentine's Day, Mauricio posted a Valentine's post for Kyle. From what I can tell, she didn't like or comment, and she did not post anything in her feed for him either.
See, now this to me is the most suspicious thing. Kyle is a showboat. So trust me, if she was on good terms with him and they were still romantically involved, she would have commented, put some hearts, likes, reposted it, none of that. She didn't do any of that. That's a red flag. And for the girls that know Kyle, know exactly how Kyle is. She let her show off. So it would have been that day, my man, my man, my man. And it was my woman, my woman, my woman, which I love. Welcome to the LGBTQ fam.
Early March, Morgan posts this video about her tour. Kyle comments on fire, and Morgan comments with some red hearts. Housewives of Beverly Hills started filming in February, and in early March, they went on their first cast trip. This was also during the time of Scandal. Many of us were paying zero attention to anything but Vanderpump Rules.
Facts.
Early April, Morgan went to the CMT Awards, and this is the photo her makeup artist posts, and Kyle commented. Also in April, Kyle put an event on to honor her friend Lorene, and Morgan performed at that event, and they thanked each other in the comments. Throughout the past year, Kyle's been posting photos of herself with some interesting captions. "I'd rather be a lonely lion than a popular sheep."
Oh, and Kyle is this the thing I don't like about Kyle either. She's very nice, nasty. She's very passive aggressive. I cannot stand passive aggressive people, and that is Kyle to the T. I'm not a Kyle fan, I'm gonna admit it. Okay, I feel like she throws a rock and hides her hands. So I think all this whole quoting those Instagram posts, she was trying to tell us all along that, hey baby, we not together no more, but because it's always been a rumor that Mauricio has always cheated and everything. I remember when Lisa brought the magazine out, she's just like, I didn't bring the magazine. Brandy, you brought the magazine. No, you knew that he was cheating and you wanted to expose it.
And taking it all in while tuning it all out is an art. Kyle did not comment on this post about Morgan's new single, but she did reply to one of the comments, which tells me she is reading the comments. Kyle and Mauricio actually did have a other post up since July of last year, and this was a sponsored post. The main cover photo was not the two of them, it was of a door. In May, we also find out that Morgan introduced her trainer to Kyle, and they trained together. Kyle revealed in February that she hadn't drank alcohol in 7 months, and Morgan is also 6 years sober. Like and follow for part 3.
Okay, so we're going to the last part. Thank you so much, Face Reality 16, because you're really breaking this down for the kid, okay?
Hey, this is part 3 of my Kyle and Mauricio deep dive. So this year, Kyle posted a Father's Day post for Mauricio. It was very sweet, not as much loving as last year's. I'll show you in the next slide, comparing last year's to this year's. You can pause to read, but
Okay, so let's pause and read. One of the posts this year's post basically says, "Happy Father's Day. So grateful that our girl is such an incredible dad, leading them with love and instilling in them an adventurous loves life to the fullest. It's always there for them and not knowing how to say no." They would definitely agree with you. Got the best dad that they would give you the best dad award. Versus last year's post was, "Happy Father's Day to the best of the best. There's a reason our girls think you walk on water. You are the most loving and supportive daddy, always showing them to be adventurous and live without fear. We're always feeling so safe and protected by you. You're always an amazing partner and raising these incredible girls and women. Although you can't say no or implement rules, thanks for leaving that to me. You set an amazing example of working hard and enjoying life to the fullest. Thank you to everything that you do for all of us. We love and appreciate you. Love you, love me. Now, this is good tea when it comes to their breakup, because those two posts shows that one is really sentimental and high in feeling, and then we have another one who it's like, girl, happy Father's Day, you're a good dad or whatever, but I don't really give a fuck about you. So thank you. That's a good breakdown.
One from last year, one from this year have very different tone. I think less than a week later, Kyle posted a series of pictures with the caption "Life Lately." Two of those photos include Morgan and friends, but it did not include any photos of Mauricio. The weekend after Father's Day was Kim's daughter's wedding. Kyle's entire family did attend, and you can see here Kyle is sitting next to Mauricio. This is the only photo of them actually next to each other from the wedding. There are separate photos that were taken with each of them, with Alexia that she posted on her page. Shortly after the wedding, Farah posted a few photos from her time there. This was the photo of the family. It wasn't the main photo, and noticeably everyone was tagged except for Kyle. A day or two later was Mauricio's birthday, and Kyle did post in her stories. This is what she posted, somewhat unenthusiastically, and also noting Mauricio did not share this story, and he shared pretty much all of the happy birthday stories that he was tagged in. A few other details I noticed on Reddit. I saw that Kyle and Morgan both have matching heart tattoos. Morgan's appeared after August 6th, and Kyle told the press about hers in September 2022.
That's crazy. The thing is, you can't really put a label on love when it comes to stuff like that. It's like you be fall in love with people that you don't think that you will, okay? Falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I ever done. If y'all wonder about my relationship status, y'all.
And this heart is a heart, and it means something to me. And
He will never emotionally fulfill you, ever. Know that.
Okay, this is the reason why I think this is all true. One is because of their interaction on video. It's very awkward. Meaning awkward in the sense of, I think that they have more than a friendship. This video to me kind of shows it.
I just have to say that Morgan and Kim and Kyle and I have spent the day together today and just laughed and really gotten to know each other. And we're having a really good time. And I'm sure most of you know how talented she is. And humble. And she's from Virginia.
So I don't know.
Is there anybody out there from Virginia?
I know. I'm like just standing over here.
Yeah, say something. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, no, because you paused.
Okay. All right. Is anybody from Charleston on? Wink. Say hi. I just have.
And this video as well, which I thought was, a little something.
About this.
I do one of your teeth online one day.
You want to file
On the
my
internet?
teeth?
Do you need any dental work or just a tooth clean?
Morgan, run. I don't know about this. Kyle does. You need your teeth clean. Oh, thanks.
I do.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Okay. Kim, we appreciate you.
The way that I feel like she showed a touch was sort of more intimate than like a friend does. I'm sorry, y'all. I know some of you guys may not agree. This is the big thing why I believe in this. Kyle and Teddy's relationship to me was always suspect. And I always thought it was something weird about it. They used to defend each other as if they were like blood sisters. That always threw me off for some reason. And there was one scene where there was a big argument between Erica and some of the other girls because they felt as if she was too close to Kyle. They felt like it was something weird between her and Kyle, and they felt like the closeness was a little bit eerie. This scene, Kyle starts to cry. Why would you cry if they're just saying you guys are too close, you guys defend each other, and y'all not as close as you guys are with us? That's not something to cry about. Although Kyle is a crybaby, because we all know her to be a crybaby, I feel like she was crying because she thought that they were trying to insinuate that she's in a lesbian relationship. You're in a lesbian relationship, bitch. Remember when Lisa Nicole threw that hot cold ice water on Quad? It had Quad screaming and screeching for the police. No, you did not. No, you did not. She did her one of those, right? I guess she thought Erica was gonna hit her with one of those. So she starts to cry in this scene, and I think that's why she thought that's what Erica was going to get to. But Erica was just saying that y'all too close to friends. Maybe Erica did think that they were in a lesbian relationship, but I think that she was just trying to say y'all too close to friends, and it's weird. But Kyle being paranoid, she like, I hope they're not trying to say that we on some kitty clicking.
Honey, I've been very honest about how I think your relationship with her is different than everyone else. Right. And I have
That's not weird. That's not weird.
The relationship.
You hear that? That's not weird. That's not weird. She's trying to say like, hey girl, like it's not like stop it. It's not. So stop trying to put a narrative out there. So in my mind, the narrative that's being put out there is the, get down with the get down. And also another clip that was sort of interesting was basically Morgan's ex felt away because she saw her at a concert with a certain person that she wasn't happy about that was there at Morgan's concert, which the people are saying is Kyle.
Into 2022.
So yesterday my ex was in town and played a show here, and I fucking knew that this certain person was going to be at her show, but yet I had to go and fucking look. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do I do that to myself? Why do I have to look? I went and looked, and of course, like, seeing that person at my ex's show, it fucking hurts.
She posted this video March 24th. And March 23rd, Morgan Wade played at the Troubadour in LA. And guess who was at the Troubadour? Kyle Richards and Teddy Mellencamp were at the Troubadour March 23rd for Morgan Wade's concert. I think this says a lot.
Okay, shout out to Steph for that tea. Here's the thing. Nowadays, I'm kind of happy that something like this happened because it shows you that like you can't really determine who you like fall in love with. I do think that this whole relationship thing is true. It's alleged, of course, but I believe it 100%. There's too much receipts that sort of back this up. I'm just happy that their kids are kind of older, so they kind of know that like, hey, they kind of grew apart. It's nothing personal. At the end of the day, it is what it is. They don't hate each other. Because if the kids were much smaller, I think it would be more of an issue. And I think Kyle would stay and try to work it out just for the sake of the kids. Okay, my time for the kids. She would try to stay for the kids. But now the kids are older. You can't stay for the adults. Like, that's kind of stupid. So I think she's sort of seen what she likes. And she decided like, hey, let's split. Okay. And let somebody else y'all know the word. Okay. Which, listen, we don't blame you. As long as they're both happy, that's all that really matters, to be honest. We've heard rumors years after years after years of Mauricio allegedly cheating, so I'm not too surprised at this as well. Kyle probably kind of got a little bit sick of that and probably found out something to be true, allegedly, and probably kind of snapped at him about this. So that probably may have been what kind of tipped it over the edge, okay? Next, I wanted to get into, you guys, is Koi's album. I did listen to the album, y'all. Pump it up, do the party, pump it. We gon' pump it down, then we do it, pump it. Listen, Koi, I didn't like the album. The reason why I didn't like the album, it was too many skippable tracks, and a lot of the tracks were not memorable to me. To me, the track that stuck out the most was literally the first track on the album. After I listened to the whole album about like 3-4 times, I kept going back to that first song. That to me was the best song on there. Okay? I think what was not hitting was the amount of work put into the press of the album. I don't think her team really cared about it. They relied too much on socials to give her a success on the album, which it really didn't. She tried it very horribly when it comes to the album, and it debuted at 102 on this week's Billboard 200. 10K sold. The girl didn't use payola. I can't be using payola now. Okay, payola. I can't, payola. All right. She needed to use payola, but she didn't use it. It didn't look like she used it. I think that listening to the album, what I realized she's doing, she's sampling way too much. 2, it's like she's trying to like go into genres just to see kind of what sticks. The pump it, like that. She's trying to go a whole nother genre with that. Players, she's going back into like, it's like the album doesn't have one core sound, which it ruins it for me. I feel like I was listening to I feel like I was listening to 4 different artists on an album. It didn't seem like one artist making the whole album. If y'all get what I'm saying. It's like she's throwing something at the wall, trying to see what sticks. And it's just, it just didn't hit for me at all. She needs to look at her team to kind of see what she needs to kind of do better with this. Players is doing well, but that's really due to the commercial success through the TikTok. Boosie defending her said should have at least sold 100K the first week. Nobody recent got more hits than her. Either this ish is rigged or celebrity kids just get hated on when it's time to swipe. I don't believe that. Sorry. Mups be haters straight up. My fam go through the same ish. We ain't stopping, no. Believe that. I don't see nobody out there saying, oh, I don't like her because she got it easy because she was Benzino daughter. Ain't nobody stunting on Benzino. Like, trust me. Benzino, of course, had leverage in the hip hop game due to, him having the Source magazine, all that type of stuff. But it's like, let's not act like, that she's like Jay-Z's daughter, or like, you feel me, like a big heavyweight in the industry right now daughter. We're not going to do that. So I don't think that's the case at all. I really think it all comes down to the business and the music. And another thing too, when Lotto, I think she's starting to also rub a lot of people the wrong way when it comes to her on socials. When Lotto shouted her out on that song and she took it so personally, I don't think people like that. Because I don't think she was meaning it in a negative way, that lyric. So you trying to make it seem like, oh, we got to be about body positivity. You're making fun of my body. Don't mention my body if it's not going to be positive. I don't think people was vibing with that. People, and I feel like celebrities don't take into effect your social media presence also kind of could affect your sales. Because if you're doing clown stuff on socials, people not gonna want to listen to you because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you do too much. I want to listen to you. She do too much." Some artists get away with that though. It all depends on the talent. And to me, Koi's talent, she kind of watch how she kind of moves with the socials, because I don't think her fan base is that strong enough for her to get away with some stuff that other celebrities get away with. That's just what I think. Her album cover though, and the art was bomb. Whoever is her creative director is sickening. I like the cover art. I like everything about it. Like, I love it. It was nothing that we've seen as of recent. It was colorful but yet simple, and it wasn't too much. It didn't look like she was eating or biting off of any other artist with how she did the cover. Like, I love this. This to me is everything. The colors, the matte, I love it. I love it. The colorway I liked, but that doesn't bring in sales. It's still got to drop down to the music. That's it. One song though that I do like, it's not on the album though, is Mountains. I love Mountains, featuring Young Ma and Fabio. I love Mountains. Like, that is my ish. Like, that to me is the type of choir I like to listen to. That to me is her sound. If you guys have never heard of Mountains, go listen to Mountains. That to me is Corey's sound. All right. Let me know if y'all listened to the album and what was your favorite track on there. All right. Next, I wanted to get into you guys is Peter. So bar 1, bar none in Miami is closing down. I'm kind of sad. The food is good. Say what you want about, the workers and, the food is good. It's good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really is. It really is good. But you cannot not pay people and think you're gonna get away with it. There was a lady who worked for Peter who did an interview with Tasha K. And she spilled the wine. She was talking about all things that Peter would do that would be underhanded, all the stuff that he's getting away with that's going to catch up to him. So the landlord is sick of him and wants him to get out of here. I'm sick of you. Wants you to get out of there. So they're going to be shutting down Bar 1 because of how much money he owes back to the landlord of the location. The amount of money that he owes is so financially, huge. I don't think Peter's going to be able to handle it. So I think they're going to end up getting shut down. Because where are you going to get that money from if you can't even pay some of the workers that work there? Because we've seen on social media time after time after time, people that have worked there literally showing up for their check. So where are you going to get that money? And I think Cynthia did the right thing by leaving him the way when she did, because she would have been tied up in a whole lot of mess when it comes to this. Because being in an eviction notice for over $400,000 ain't no joke. Some people don't even make that in a decade. So imagine you having to come up with that like ASAP, or else you're going to have to pack up your stuff. Said Peter Thomas is in legal trouble for funny money again. Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband. It's the fact that you Cynthia Bailey ex-husband. Cynthia's still that girl. For this Bar 1 Miami Beach due to nearly $500,000 in unpaid rent. They say he seems unbothered, all this by his literal business on social media. However, a new lawsuit will likely force Bar 1 to move, if not shut down in Miami completely. They said, according to Radar Online, Bentley Bay Retail LLC filed eviction documents against the Miami hotspot. They signed a commercial lease with the landlord in 2018. This isn't even the first eviction lawsuit for Bar 1 Miami since it opened in 2019. We all know that happens to most businesses, especially restaurants, starting in 2020. They said it started, Bentley Bay Retail LLC started eviction proceedings, but Peter's businesses worked out a settlement to pay off the initial $270K and back rent. Now history is repeating. The restaurant could only keep that location if it never defaulted on another payment. If one more check gets flagged for insufficient funds, the settlement from 2020 would be avoided. I know he's sick of defending all this financial trouble. And Wendy is probably somewhere cackling because y'all was over here, defending Peter. Not all of you guys, some of you guys were, but Mia, defending Peter and making it seem as if, she was playing games. Now look at this. This is the right person to get restaurant advice from. Like, don't get me wrong. I do feel like some restaurants and some businesses, they're not going to, I just feel like the government needs to take a little bit more easy on certain businesses because we're in a heavy inflation, especially down here. It's really bad. I'm talking about like, y'all know how Big Lex got beat up real bad? Like, bills is real bad. Groceries, real bad. Restaurants, real bad. So it's like y'all gotta have a little bit more leniency, but in his case, I don't think leniency needs to be given because this has been a repeated thing, and especially when you don't pay staff. I cannot stand them up who don't pay their workers. I just think that is you illegal. How dare you? Like you have nerve, you have gall. I do hope some of the workers though are paid for some of the stuff that some of the money that they are owed. Like that's crazy. If you haven't checked out that Tasha K interview, it's really eye opening to be honest to see how he did some of these things kind of finagle. Koi, by the way, let's go back to her, was positive about the whole sales situation. She said, grateful to have an album on the top 200 for my first week of my album release again, this time with 3 hits on the Hot 100. Whoa, I'm super proud of myself. Bigger and better each year. Keep streaming Koi. It's an amazing project. The fact she could keep positive, I like that. Okay? Keep going, girly. All right? Next I wanted to get into, you guys, is Suki versus Tasha. I'm sick of Tasha at this point. I mean, damn. When I found out she going to my old church, I said, ooh, I should pop up. Listen, I would have gagged if I'm sitting here in the pulpit and I look over and I just say, Sunbird, ooh, ooh, when we gonna take communion? Oh my God. Oh, is this real wine? This not real wine. Well, let me in my communion. Like, I would have gagged. I would have fell out. I really would have. Y'all probably wonder how you know that. Basically, she posted a post and says, "Oh, I'm off to church," and she tagged the church that she's going to. And I clicked it. I said, "I know you lying." I clicked the church. I said, "That's my old church, baby." I gagged. I gagged. So y'all know she's been going back and forth with a whole lot of celebrities, and a person lately that's a victim is Suki with the good Uchi. Okay, Suki feels as if Tasha is targeting her on the show and on her platforms because she's cool with Cardi B. Cardi B, she's cool with her, so she feels as if she's being sort of targeted because of that. Suki, to me lately, I feel like she's been trying to like play the media, and I don't like that. The whole thing with the thing that happened with the boy kissing her, whatever. I get how you felt some sort of way, but I feel like a lot of how she's trying to play the media nowadays, it's like a sympathy type of campaign. It's weird. And Suki didn't used to be like that. I don't know if it's because she's just getting sick of being, a public figure or what, but it's like as if she's wanting us lately now to feel bad for her. And the Suki that we're used to is the fuck you, let me eat, fuck you, I'm gonna eat your man ass, your mama, your granddaddy, and your papa and them. I'm used to that type of Suki, and I sort of respected that type of Suki because you didn't let people push you over. And it's as if she's trying to make us feel bad that Tasha is sort of poking at her, which we know that's what Tasha does. It's no excuse, but you know how this lady is in financial ruins right now. So her karma is going to get back at her. So why even engage? God gonna handle that before you do. So she says, Cardi doesn't owe me anything. Nobody is forced to do a collab with me. I have dreams like everybody else. I'm doing great working to achieve them. You hate that I degrade myself, but all you do is degrade and break down Black people all the time. Black artists, families, influencers, even putting gay rumors on Black pastors, but you want to put that Black card when it's convenient. You can't fool me. You don't give a damn about us. Listen, my old pastor, come here. I'm gonna need you to call Sister Girl down to the pulpit, and I'm gonna need you to make her confess to her sins. Okay, I need you to have her get down on her knees and Cardi B and all of the celebrities that she's criticized throughout all these years, because we need all those demons to come out her body. Okay, Tasha K. Okay, I should text one of them deacons to pull you aside. The nerve. She says, ask Suki, the difference between me and you is I don't give a F. Sign Miss Powder Donut Sniff. You do powder donuts? Huh. But my opinion of you still stands. You're living beneath who you are. I'm sorry it triggered you so much, but it's the truth. I'm done here. Keep going. She says, Suki said, I feel like you think you're better than here because of the momentum that you have, because you married. So you try to police people, but let's be serious. You don't ring bells. If you're not talking about one person, aren't you married to a man that you hold his green card over his head? Ooh. You got about a 400 credit score because you want to ruin your future degrading somebody else. Please don't tell me what to do. Manage your own life. And then Suki says, Tasha's targeting me because of Cardi B. We all know it. I realized when I asked her, could she leave me alone? And she said, go ask that Cardi for a feature. This is deeply rooted. She said, lies. I said, why don't you ask Cardi for a feature to help you boost into mainstream? She has the numbers to do it. Cardi and I's beef long extends you. What enabled me to get in your ass was when you let them dirty niggas walk you like a dog on all fours as a dark-skinned woman. So I never reported on you ever on my show until you did the degrading BS. Stop playing victim. Ain't nobody bullying you. I'm simply asking you to respect yourself and want for yourself in this industry that's playing in your face. That girl put you in her video. She does whole culture. Ask her to co-sign you instead of heading to the projects of Chicago to co-sign somebody else we don't know or want. Get your bag, Suki, and let them stop playing in your face. Tasha makes a little bit of a good point there because a lot of celebrities sort of co-signed Sexy Red versus her, where Suki is the one who really brought out the whole. There's a whole lot of celebrities that did the whole culture before Suki. Like, let's be clear about that. But as of recent times, Suki's really been that girl to really do the pussy popping and eating and booty hole brown. Next thing you know, a girl starts singing booty hole brown, and all these celebrities that she's supposed to be cool with are co-signing her versus they didn't get that same respect to Suki. So I kind of agree with her on that, Tasha. But Tasha, stop poking. We could tell Suki, I feel like deep down, she's very sensitive. She gives off the facade of being strong and being, the abrasive type of girl. But I think deep down, she's really, really sensitive. And stuff like that really gets to her. And I think Tasha knows that. And for you to keep doing it, you'll get your karma. You already are, but it's going to be even worse. Okay? Last thing I wanted to get into, guys, is Scrappy. So Scrappy got a new house. Okay? He got a new house. And he shared it all with us because after him and the Bambi moved out, and she stopped showing us her butt nakedness. I'm gonna start using that. Bitch, stop showing us your butt nakedness, your big Debbie cakeness, garage. So since he moved out, he's got his own house, and the person who's there cheerleading in the back is chaotic. I can't stand niggas like chaotic. Oh, cheerleading ass nigga. Like, damn, sit down. A lot of people are criticizing him about this because they feel like why wasn't he struggling to pay a certain amount when now you could get your own home. So it does kind of look bad when it comes to that. Scrappy just needs to watch out because now you have little children. Once they grow up and see all this play out, they're going to lose a little bit of respect for you because they're going to feel as if you're supposed to be the man in the house and you didn't keep the house secure. Instead, you got your own house. So I just think he needs to keep that in mind. All right. Let me know what you guys think about some of these topics down below. What do you guys think of Kyle's split? Okay. Boom. What do you guys think of Candi and Tamika's interview and also some of the other topics? All right. Leave your comments down below and we're out, babies.
Ain't no personal thing.